I've got on my
Hey
cheerleading
everybody!
outfit.
This is Dungeons & Dragons Monday Night Mayhem! What is up, everybody? My name is Jeff from Super Geeked Up. Thank you so much for joining us, especially if you happen to be at San Diego Comic-Con, particularly yesterday when we did our Dungeons & Dragons panel there. Number one, thank you for coming out to that. It was a full house, and it was awesome, and we had an awesome group of panelists, including our normal DM, Nix was there, and it was a super fun time, and we really enjoyed talking D&D with all you guys. And if any of you are watching right now, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna introduce everybody else who's part of this party, and they're gonna introduce their characters as well. And then our awesome DM Steve will kind of update us where we're at right now and in the storyline. If you've never seen us before, don't worry. We're actually not really too deep into what we're doing.
Oh no, we're deep into it. We're deep into it, Jeff.
Oh boy, and it starts already. All right. So anyway, yes. So we're all level 4 characters right now. So you know, still kind of beginners, more or less, right?
And seasoned beginners.
Yes, you're right. We're at the almost like beyond beginners now, right?
Yeah, we haven't even gotten our second attack yet, so.
Yeah. Anyway, so on Roll20 here, if you've never seen this site before, you're going to see different maps, and you're going to see our character icons on the maps. On the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see all the different rolls that happen. Like if you were playing in person, the dice you would throw, those scores will appear on the right-hand side of your screen with the different things, attacks or abilities we're using, that kind of stuff. Sometimes we'll throw in some funny chat in the side too. You can look for that. What's going on? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, so my name is Jeff. My character is Kalyna, and Kalyna is a female half-elf rogue. You know, as many rogues, she's very good at sneaking around, picking locks, particularly in disguises. That's her big thing. She likes to flirt a lot. She has a lot of one-night stands.
She's good at sneaking into bedrooms.
Oh, well, that's her specialty.
I'm not sure about picking locks. I don't think we've seen her pick one yet.
Well, you know why? I was just thinking of that. I have not had the opportunity once in this game to pick a lock, which is ridiculous.
You know what? I've heard tales. I've heard rumors in the alleyways of Kalyna picking chastity belts.
Yes.
Well, that might be true. Maybe those rumors are true. Anyway, I hope there's a whole bunch of locks in this mission that she can pick. Anyway, yeah, so
we're entering a house of virgins.
Oh my God, that's like her dream come true. Right.
Wow.
Should we see you losers?
I'm sorry, I'm not running that scene.
Come on, dude, you like Monty Python, right?
Anyway, yeah, so anyway, she doesn't take things too seriously. She likes to joke around. She particularly likes making fun of another character in this game, Ekemon, who we'll get to in a minute. But anyway, let's, if you're watching live, by the way, folks, you can comment along in 2 different ways. There's a little chat going on if you're in the Hangout thing watching the video underneath it. You can type your comments in live there, and I'll take a look at them, and we'll share some of them. And sometimes you guys can influence the story, or you can tweet to @SuperGeekedUp, and I'll check Twitter too, and we can share it that way. All right, let me introduce the rest of the people here. So we also have Trip, who is playing Finn.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. So yeah, Finn is kind of a funny guy just because he loves to make inappropriate jokes, if you haven't noticed. I am a druid with Circle of the Moon. I am starting to do all my cool beast shapes. Love to be a dire wolf, brown bear, with our DM's permission, maybe a giant octopus at some point. Or oftentimes at night I'm a sexy sheep. Anyway.
You're not that sexy.
Huh? Hey, you know. Anyway, so I like to have fun. I'm a bit of a business man. I recently opened up my own tea and sweet shop called Good Berries, which is a roaring success. And we, in 2 previous adventures, we did have a cool race of the 8 winds, and I was fortunate enough to win. and now I am known as that treacherous owl, winner of the race of the 8 winds. And I'm being long-winded, so onward to Ekemon.
Yeah, no wonder you won the race of 8 wins.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, I'm Brett. I play Ekemon, a Tiefling Warlock. He's a serious type on a mission of vengeance, and along the way on his mission, he's made some deals with some unsavory characters, and they're starting to come back to bite him in the rear.
If you watch last week's
Patrons
show,
with tentacles.
Yes.
if you watch last week's show, you're going to find out more about Ekemon, what he's talking about there. Or guess what? Just before Comic-Con, we actually put up on supergeekedup.com where you can watch this a bunch of cool stuff. If you look at the D&D tab, there's character pictures, there's character like stats, bios, backstories, fun stuff on each character, and also for last week's summary as well. You can read that on the D&D page. And we'll put more of that stuff up too. So if you like what you're seeing, you can get more of the in-depth stuff.
Jeff wrote an encyclopedia. Read it
Right.
all.
If anybody reads it all, yes, that would be amazing. I don't know.
You get bonus experience points.
Yeah,
I think
bonus
that was his
LP,
master's
you read the
thesis.
whole
He was
thing.
putting up there.
There's an incentive.
I did actually. You're right. My master's thesis was on Dungeons and Dragons, and I was just like, I'm
Yes.
just gonna put it up.
Oh my gosh, you're so smart.
Yeah. It would be smart if I convinced the professor to let me do that.
Right?
Oh, I can guarantee you somebody has tried. Somebody has tried.
Oh, absolutely.
Desperately.
Yeah, there is a. You know what I do is, and this is more for me. Before I knew we were going to put it on the website, but Nix, our DM, had a great idea to do that. I create side stories for Kalyna in between each of these weekly missions, just for myself to help me build her character, and I send that to our DMs here. And as I was like, all right, why don't I just might as well put it up? I wrote it, so if anybody actually wants to read it,
And they're all dirty.
they do have a lot actually to do with sex. To be honest with you.
I don't know. I read them.
Oh man, all right. Well, you know what? She hasn't had any actually in game, so I'm like, well, she's got to have it then somewhere. So.
She got it in the end.
You just need to go visit Velvet's in Sharn.
Velvet or Velvet?
It's a brothel in Sharn called Velvet's.
Oh.
Why?
It's run by changelings.
Oh.
Ah,
Now she's very intrigued by that. All right.
talk about a fantasy house.
Yeah, and they cater not just to people looking for that sort of entertainment. Suppose you want to try giving your speech that you're going to give before the king. They'll set it up to where someone is imitating King Boronel for you to give your speech with an audience there.
And I can imagine, how they tell you if you're nervous to imagine the audience naked, that they would comply. Although I don't think I really need to see the king's crown in that way.
No.
Well,
No.
Trip Finn could go there and get the change of the sheep. He'd be all set.
Oh my gosh! I've got a whole herd in the barn.
All right, let's get to. We actually have a new player today, so it's very exciting.
Cool.
And first off, Tom, who was playing Siza, just unfortunately, he's halfway across the world, and it was just kind of a really crazy early morning time. So unfortunately, he can't make it anymore, but he was awesome. Thank you, Tom, for being part of it.
Thank you, Tom. We missed you.
Yeah, and actually, hopefully, he's going to run a Star Wars campaign that I'm going to be part of, so I'm excited for that. But anyway, let's go to, usually he goes by Uncle Muffles, that's how I know him, that's how I'm going to introduce him. So let's welcome Uncle Muffles, and he can tell us who he's playing. Now, you've seen him once guest star on the show, but he's playing a brand new character because he's going to be a regular now. Take it away.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much, Jeff. Currently, I am in control of Tulthus the Barbarian. My name is also Nick. Don't know if I should mention that or not. But anyway, Tulthus is a Warforged, and fortunately or unfortunately for him, humor goes straight over his head. He's very morbid about a lot of things. Doesn't understand jokes, obviously. And if you could think of, I guess, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, I was going to say.
Yes. No, thank you.
Good reference.
He also placates himself by simply observing many of things and deciding whether or not he should enact and, I want to say, do something for the greater good, but that may be skewed due to him being a construct for war, especially since it's a very violent method of war, berserking. Although,
so he's like Warforged is like a machine in a way. Is that right or what?
essentially,
Here, I can pull up an image that should be helpful for anyone who doesn't have a frame of reference for it.
please do.
Is this an image that you just drew right now while we were talking? Hopefully.
No, I have no doubt that I'll be able to pull from the
All right,
net
but
an
keep
image.
going,
of
Nate, sorry.
Warforged.
Oh, no, please. It's great to hear the banter. Let's see.
Anything else we didn't know about Tulthus?
Oh, well, he has a fondness for birds. Small birds, not big ones.
Oh, cool. What? He has something against Big Bird?
Potentially.
That's cool. Any particular kind of bird?
Yes, actually. Although, I'm not sure if they're local to the flora and fauna of this region, but parakeets.
Ah,
All right. Cool.
very cool.
So, and if you're, I see Anthony Davis, that listener's mate, is watching live in the chat. He says, "Trip, I missed you last week." All right, thanks, Anthony.
Oh, thanks, man. Sorry I couldn't be there. I had some personal stuff going on.
So, but yeah, so we actually saved. I think we got a pretty big thing we're gonna do today. So it's a good, cool time for if you're watching. So, but I guess now our DM for the night is Steve, and he will. Yeah, give it up.
I appreciate it. I've been running games for quite a while. It's kind of different running it with a live audience.
You want
Beyond
to?
the players. I mean, I'm not implying that the players were dead at my table. Just, you know.
You had zombie players.
I did not have zombie players most of the time.
So by the way, also in our chat here, our live chat, Madrick Wormfood says, "Hey guys, that's Will who played with us one time as well. We were referencing the barbarian with the umbrella."
Yes. that was an epic takedown.
Thank you for watching.
Nice.
All right, so let's see. Yeah, so keep chatting along, guys. All that good stuff. And yeah, why don't you Steve, want to catch people up about where we're at here in the story?
Well, sure. I was trying to pull up that image for the Warforged, but it's not proven as easy as I thought it was going to be.
So
That's
is
all right.
does the Warforged have like a metallic skeletal system, or is it almost like reverse of Terminator, where it's like mostly organic on the inside, but then metallic and stuff on the
actually
outside?
Constructs of both wood and metal. Obviously, I think they would retain wood for inner workings and whatnot, since they're more fragile and flammable than metal. But they have been imbued with not only feelings and emotions, but sometimes people wonder a soul as well.
Gotcha.
See, during the last war, Warforged were created by the dragon-marked House Cannith, the House of Making, and they created them to be foot soldiers for the war. They didn't really intend to create a new race of people. That was kind of by accident. So when the Treaty of Thronehold was signed, that ended the last war, the Warforged were given their rights as an actual sentient race and no longer considered property.
Gotcha.
That's very cool.
Just for Kalyna's sake, would Warforged understand flirtation?
Some probably would.
Oh?
Yes, they do actually vary in personality.
Do they have?
Since
do
they are
have
carpwood, they would have the wood.
Wait.
Never mind.
As I was going to ask, as Commander Data would say, are they fully functional?
No. And they are actually, even the ones that have what you would think of as a female personality, are just they're androgynous.
Mm-hmm.
They're like I said, if I could just get this picture to load.
So you don't. All right. So you don't have a penis, is what you're telling me.
I just put a wiki page in the Roll20 chat that tells everything and has some pictures on it. If you want to
Cool.
share that.
I don't think Kalyna's going to be too excited about it.
There's also a lovely picture of Tulthus in his bio if you just want to click on that and show it. He's simply walking through doors.
Steve hid it from me. I can't see that.
Oh no!
Oh, Steve, you little. All right.
What did I hide?
I can access all the characters except Tulthus in my character sheet.
Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't set. Hang on a second. I can fix that. It's supposed to be able to be available. I just when I set up the sheet, I had it for just his work on his character.
Definitely to make note, he is loyal and obedient to those he considers his superior. So.
Oh. Interesting. Of course, our characters don't know any of this right now because we haven't met him yet, actually. But this is more for us and the audience. It's good to know. This is very interesting.
Indeed.
Now, Tulthus, I actually have a plan for introducing you. So.
Perfect.
You've been working with an organization for a little while, undertaking dangerous missions for them, and protecting them on important assignments.
By the way, there is sorry, viewers, there is a picture now of Tulthus. Looks super badass, man.
Yep, that's a Warforged.
Yep. Oh, and that definitely plays in with the hired sword background for him.
Good. Okay. So.
All right, I'm sorry. I think you were in the middle probably of updating people on the story though when we got on all that.
All right. So when last we left off, you had returned to Sharn from Maruk Karat after laying a deception to hopefully trick your opponent into seeking the final page of the demonic tome in an old ruin in Western Droam. Which, of course, is a highly dangerous part of the world, and you're at least fairly certain he lost at least 30 troops in the last time, before you escaped the ruin. You didn't really find any bodies, you just found blood spraying.
Mm-hmm.
That was the giant circle of blood around the staircase.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was fucking gross.
Yeah.
And for anyone looking at the map, Maruk Karat is over here on the southwestern coast of Droam.
Good times.
All right, but now we're back in Sharn
Sailed
down
back
here.
to Sharn. And I believe you gentlemen have a kind of base of operations that you've been using for a little bit.
Don't call Kalyna gentlemen, please.
Wow, Kalyna's packing tonight. Kalyna, is there something you want to tell us?
So then the other thing is that of course Finn is running his shop.
Right. So
Okay.
I will take liberty with this, Steve, if you'll let me. But just before you guys headed out of town, I mean, I know I wasn't able to speak with you guys, and you guys sent me a letter. I sent a message back with the courier, who hopefully caught up with you guys. I would think he would. But I just wanted to notify you that I was going to go ahead and move forward with rebuilding the brewery, which is something that we had already briefly chatted about, and that I said would be something that there would be shared profits and all that kind of stuff. So it's been 40 days, right, Steve?
Thereabouts, give or take.
Yeah, that was a long trip.
So I would say the brewery is at least half built by now. And they're a team of druidic men and women that are doing this task when you guys get back. and depending on what time of day it is, I mean, I'm going in between good berries and kind of overseeing the brewery a little bit. But yeah, it's already being rebuilt, well underway.
And I do think Kalyna has something that she wants to look into eventually because she knows something's being smuggled into Sharn.
Oh, that's right. I saw those guys on the ship smuggling some. It's kind of like used as a drug, more or less, right? Is what you said?
Yeah. They're apparently creating some sort of artificial version of Dream Lily.
Which makes people kind of like hallucinate. Is that what it does, or?
Well, Dream Lily itself is primarily used as an anesthetic. It was used during the war for when they had to perform field surgery and there were no clerics available for magical healing. So it basically painkiller. But you take too much of it, you end up getting high, and it is addictive. So it's generally illegal to have it, at least in Breland.
This is sounding like synthetic halfling weed. I can't believe that this stuff gets on the streets. Jeez.
Let me share a couple of live things coming in. Chris Hadley on Twitter, Film Writer 4 says, "Hey guys, waves." He's watching right now. Thank you, Chris. Chris always watches Geeked Up too.
Thanks, Chris.
Looks like Troy Dean is watching on the Google chat. Thank you, Troy. It's the first time I think he's watching. Madrak in the chat types this, which I think he's probably describing a daily night in Kalyna's life. An exchange of grunts, moans, then the licking.
Well.
He's talking about barbarians, actually, but I'm going to apply it.
You know what? He is a poet in my book. You're a poet, man. Poet. Say that line to the ladies. Yeah.
All right. So I'm guessing you guys are gathering at the brewery in progress?
Sounds great. So
all right.
I'm not going to go into great detail because I was to have an adventure and everything. But just to let you guys know, I have contacted my mentor that taught me the ways of being a druid, and he's going to be overseeing this establishment. So we don't have to worry about it as we're off on adventures. And I'll discuss greater details with you guys as I develop the business plan and everything for it. But I would love for each of you to think about an amazing drink that you would like named after yourselves. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that idea.
Absolutely.
So who among us knows how to brew?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Who among us knows how to brew?
Oh, yes. Well, we've already got a brewmaster. So there you go.
Nice.
If you're watching live, by the way, folks, just one quick, I just put up a picture just so you guys know. This is a cool drawing of our characters that Brent Hibbard did. You can go at Brent Hibbard on Twitter. Please follow him. He's awesome. So on the left is Kalyna, my character. In the front is Finn, and the guy who looks like the demon is Ekemon. In the back, that's Siza, who's
perfect likeness. Perfect. You can tell by the red.
Yeah.
Yes, and then unfortunately we don't have Tulthus yet, but we'll have to get a drawing, of course, done with him as well. But there you go. That's you can kind of get a little bit idea.
Just stick metal on that one and superimpose Nate's head on top. All right, I'll stop trying to be funny.
All right. So, as you are gathered at the establishment, Solomon begins walking towards the establishment, and I understand you've met him before.
He's the big blonde guy.
He's an agent of the Watchers, who's been helping with gathering the pages of the demonic book that you have. And following along with him is a very large Warforged.
Ooh.
Boom, boom.
I'll be damned. It's Solomon again.
So, are you ready to go to get the final page?
Who's this? I'll look at Warforged.
Who's your shiny friend, Solomon?
This is Tulthus. He will be accompanying you to assist in the recovery.
Tulthus grunts.
So I'm 5 foot, and I'm looking up, and I'm just like, big, tiny.
I've been able to. I've managed to find the final location of the page, but I'm afraid the news is not especially good. Many records were lost when Seer died, and so my information is patchwork at best.
Hmm.
The final page was placed in an underground vault in the year 948. The vault location was near a Syrian town called Lyrenton, and at that time it was not seeing much action from the war. 21 years later, a hobgoblin warlord by the name of Haruk of the Rukantash clan rises. He leads a rebellion that carves the nation of Dargoon from parts of Seer and Breland. And then, of course, on Olaroon 20th, 994, the day of mourning wipes Seer from the face of Corvair. From what I've been able to gather, Lyrenton is a ruin now sitting within a stone's throw of the Mournland. From what little I've been able to gather, the place is a haunted ruin that even the Dargools avoid. I have some rough maps of where the hidden entrance to the vault is located, but there's no telling how much the landscape has altered since these were drawn.
Hmm. Just out of curiosity, this is talking out of character. For something like the spell Locate Object, would seeing a map and kind of having a general idea of something be enough, or would I have actually had to have seen exactly that object?
You know what? In shifting all this stuff around, there's a certain book I should have brought out here.
No problem. No, I should look at the spell.
Yeah,
I
for
mean, I'm
Locate
not-
Object, you do need to have at least seen it prior, or at least know enough about it to know what it looks like and where it might be.
Right.
But, what was it? If there is any warding or protective spell around it, obviously you won't be able to discern its location.
Gotcha.
Right, the spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once.
Okay. Well, forget it. Clearly, I haven't. So thanks. No, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I won't bother memorizing that spell.
Save the slots.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Never mind.
So how far from where we are?
All right. So is Kalyna still with us?
Can you hear me?
I'm not sure. He was
I
like
can
moving.
hear you, but your video seems to have at least gone out on my screen.
Yeah, I have it's on the back. Sorry, I'm trying to move to get a better connection.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay,
So-
just making sure that you're still able to hear what's going on.
Yeah. Actually, so my feed is the one people are seeing. So my video is the only one they're seeing. When you guys get a chance, try to turn your video on and off in your Roll20 whenever you get a chance. No big rush.
Okay, well, I can certainly do that.
And roll 20.
You would go to disable and then back to video and voice. And I'm
So,
sorry, folks,
and,
if you're watching this, you're getting a little seasick probably. I'm just moving to a different.
He's just trying to intentionally make you seasick.
And remember to mute your mic.
Will do. I just did. Sorry. Well, I did that. I see Brett, Nate, and myself, but not Jeff or Somnus. Should we do it again?
Nope. Here,
Oh, there's
hopefully
Steve.
it should be-
Series.
Hey, Steve.
just takes it a minute.
And you prefer Somnus, right?
Generally, yeah.
Okay, Somnus.
So, all right, let's see here. So, if you here, I'll draw the line to help guide everyone on where exactly we're looking here.
Mm-hmm. So it's the dotted. No.
So
What
we
am I-
start at Sharn,
Yep.
and we go.
Is it Tarot?
No, the
Oh.
blue line should be going out across the map, across Zalargo, across Dargoon.
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I don't
Me
see a
neither.
blue line. Sorry.
Hmm.
Hang on a second. Let me see. No, I'm on the right layer. You guys should be able to see it.
I only see Sharn circled red.
Right. Yeah, and there should be a blue line extending from.
If I remember right, because it's been a while since I've used the Roll20 DM setting.
Let's try this.
There's
How about now?
perfect.
Okay. Now,
Ah.
draw on this, and
And so, by the way, what is this? Is this the way we're traveling? Is that what you're saying, or?